this might be a hint, because this guy is a prominent leaker, and I feel like he might be hinting at something that it could come back. And I want to know y'all's thoughts on this. So a very prominent Call of Duty leaker that leaks a lot of stuff and just has some insane connections in Call of Duty, I don't know how, tweeted out and said, imagine DMZ comes back with Black Ops 6. And in my opinion, even though he's saying imagine, because I feel like he might not be trying to get in trouble, I feel like he might be saying that because he knows something. Now, I want to know, again, how many people from chat actually grinded DMZ? I personally did not play DMZ. I was not a fan. I have never been a fan of extraction shooters. I tried Tarkov, and it was probably the most confusing game I've ever played in my life. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say, and you guys know I say this all the time, for Warzone to be healthy as it once was, I don't think we'll ever have the OG Verdansk numbers. I don't think that's ever gonna come back. COVID era and stuff was just a different time of gaming for every game, not just Warzone, right? But I feel like for those numbers to get closer and closer to OG numbers, Warzone, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, it's a good thing, has to cater to the casual community. And thankfully, I learned this when I did. Because if y'all remember, in Warzone 2, at the end of Verdansk, during Caldera, I was out here begging COD to add better movement, to add better slide canceling, better movement guns, better strafe speed, better this, better longer TTK, more guns with recoil. As a business and as a company, right? If anybody in chat has a company, let me know if you guys are ever successful catering to the 0.000000001% of your audience, which would be me and the hyper sweat, giving the sweats what they want. I don't know a single business that ever does that would be good and actually grow their brand and business. I've never seen that happen. So for Warzone to keep growing, I think there's a balance, which is hard to find, that they could make Warzone or DMZ casual, but also bring back a lot of people that stopped playing the game and cater to them more. And I feel like that's what DMZ did. For DMZ, for me at least, the things I didn't like, and I said, and I responded, and I said, I'm gonna get absolutely cooked for this, but I wouldn't mind if they did that, meaning bringing back DMZ, only if it was actually worth grinding and actually worth playing. And I was saying having much higher inventory stakes loading in, so like the things you bring into the exfil, having much higher stakes of everything you're bringing in is very important. And when you died, you actually lost that stuff. So giving the game a meaning and making sure that every single game of DMZ, you actually like have to be locked in, like actually trying. The other thing was no bundles with extra operators or pay to win. Jeez, pay to win, and I know COD has to make their money, but I feel like they can make it many other ways than pay to win operators. Because if you guys remember, and again, if anybody in chat knows, correct me if I'm wrong, but they had bundles in Warzone and COD where you could buy a bundle and you would get an extra operator in DMZ. And what the operators were if you brought in a loadout sniper or a loadout or things in the game, if you died and didn't have extra operators, you couldn't bring that stuff back. You had to wait a certain timer for your operator to like kind of reset. But what they did is they had pay to win bundles where you could get extra operators and do loadouts on them, where then you could load right back in and basically have no repercussions for just loading back in with more loot, which was just super pay to win and just cheese. And I said also, super rare and exclusive exfil items, camos, etc. Now, how cool would it be to load into DMZ only, specifically DMZ, right? And you know that there's a zone on the map that has one of the most exclusive camos possible. I know DMZ loves having zombies and all that kind of stuff. I liked the PvP aspect. Me personally, y'all know that I'm big on PvP, obviously. Zombies, whatever, but PvP, where you know that everybody wants that camo. And it's like one of the hardest things to get. that you have to fight off other teams. The teams know that you have the camo, and to exfil that camo or that gun variant or that thing is like one of the hardest things in the game. How cool would that be to flex in Warzone and stuff, that you have that exclusive camo? That's, in my opinion, what would make DMZ fun for the sweats. Now, for the casuals that enjoyed it, they could still do the same things that they did of like the M13 with like a cool variant or some challenges or things like that. But to make actual sweats and stuff play the game or play DMZ, I feel like that would be cool to have exclusive items, charms, characters, guns, blueprints that would actually make DMZ worth grinding for. I feel like that would be cool. Lucci responded, nah, you're not gonna get cooked, and he grinded DMZ. Y'all know the DMZ king. This is what I and all the other DMZ mains wanted. DMZ was too casual to the point where it felt like nothing mattered. More rare items to fight over, more harsh punishments for dying, etc. Get rid of the insured slots. That's what it was called. The insured slots, where you could buy bundles and characters and get insured slots. J-God would like this. Hey, J-God, he also grinded too. But, and also for videos and stuff.
All right, so we got
like,
two
bro,
on the left side roof. One's right here.
My guy Lucci was posting
right
hour-long story times
one, I think, is that
on DMZ.
The problem is if I take this and he hears it, we're dead.
And like, people took DMZ serious. Imagine how cool it would be if there was more rare items and stuff where it actually mattered. Imagine how cool that would be to PvP and take people's loot and stuff, knowing that like it actually matters and like
it's not an elevator.
You can't come back or like you lose all your stuff. That'd be fire. That would be fire.
I'm trying to only move when they shoot so they don't hear
Dubs. But I played some DMZ, and DMZ players were more toxic than stackers and rebirth. The passion that DMZ players had for their loot. Oh, and the other thing that was honestly super cheese. Andrew will probably see it right here. That. Right there.
Right here, right there. Oh, on me, on me.
Whenever you played PvP and killed people in DMZ, what they could do is plea for help. What are we doing? Like, and then you could res them and they would be on your team. And if I remember correctly, I think you could have like up to 7 people on a team or 8 people or something on a team for DMZ. Again, that makes playing the game and playing for cool loot and taking people's loot and stuff pointless, because they can just come back or they could just get rest. It was 6 max. Okay, sorry, 6. Yeah.
When I first started playing
6 people.
DMZ, it was a
like,
breath of fresh air. I had never played another extraction shooter, and I never got into.
And I feel like that is not how it should be. If they die, I feel like you should be dead. The only people that maybe that could res you is like your teammates, maybe.
Now, DMZ was never perfect,
maybe,
but
I feel like that would be cool to actually like have that in the game.
Missions,
in my opinion,
and rare items to find and extract with before somebody else took them from you instead. It was exciting. However, going forward into Modern Warfare 3, it's unclear if there will even be a future for DMZ. The
Lucci's
game
cooking.
doesn't seem to be getting much future support in favor of the new.
Yeah, but like actual like exclusive camos that looked good.
Is a massive
where like
of my favorite moments
it was
DMZ over the last 6 months. Many of these moments you may have seen
say
before, and many will be brand new.
The camo was equivalent to a nuke contract in Warzone, where only like the sweats in the game or like the hyper DMZ grinders could get it.
For one last ride.
Like that kind of exclusive stuff. Obviously still keep all the normal stuff, but like where it's as hard as like a nuke contract. I think that would be cool. C-Dub 36, man. Happy 3 years, baby Joe. Love you, GOAT. Love you, GOAT. Anyway, sorry for yapping, but that's my thoughts on it. I think that would be cool. I'm not gonna lie. If DMZ comes back, and again, if they do it the right way. If not, it's just gonna be trash. And like I said, I think that this might be a hint because this guy is a prominent leaker and I feel like he might be hinting at something that it could come back. But again, like I said, I wouldn't mind, but I would love to know y'all's thoughts because I have some crazy takes sometimes.